Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. All praise unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Wa Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone. Honest you brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. So this is going to be a quick video going into a particular topic, and that topic is going to be basically you gotta watch your mouth. And man, this is one of my biggest pet peeves about my own self. I don't know if that's how you say this statement, but if I was to be critical of myself, this is pretty much one of the major things that always gets me in a fucked up position. Now I imagine the situation is pretty much the same for maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but nevertheless, you gotta watch what you say, man. Okay, because I remember our brother had said in the past, pretty much you don't know who you're talking to. That could be one of the great prophets that you're talking to. Okay, like the scripture says, the tongue is the littlest member, but it causes the most problems, man. So you gotta watch what you say, and ultimately, what it comes from insecurities. Yes, I just said it comes. I've just expressed that I too have insecurities, but that's where it comes from. It comes from your own, basically what you put in your mind. All right, and if you're constantly putting junk in your mind, then you're gonna get junk out. So you're gonna be focused. Okay, you're gonna be focused on the word, man. You're gonna be focused on the truth. The scripture speaks about keeping your eyes single. All right. Also, too, the scripture speaks about. Let me see if I can pull out the scripture in the background. All right, I believe it's within the book of James. All right, how that we should not love this world. Now, if you got an affinity with this world, or whether it be small or great, guess what? When you're speaking to certain people that you might have discussions about, that's gonna come out. That's gonna come off because you've been feeding your mind with worldly, quote unquote, worldly aspirations, and the scripture says you're gonna to eat, you gotta work. But there's a difference between loving the world, okay, and using the world. The scripture says use the world as not abusing the world. All right. Now let me pull up this scripture right quick. Now this is within the book of John. First John 2:15. It says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world." Okay. Remember what's also within the world. The covetousness, the boasting, let me get that within the book of Corinthians. All right. When you have too much attachment to this world, man, that's when you start having schisms, man. Okay. That's when you start saying stuff that you shouldn't be saying, and then you gotta go and apologize all over again. I've been there. Okay. And it's not a nice feeling. All right. But that all comes, it comes off of, spirits and that. Let's not forget about that. The scripture speaks about how we're coming and we're having a spiritual battle. All right. And we're battling against things in high places. All right. So let's not forget that. But, Satan uses particular angles within yourself. All right. To do what? To cause damage. All right. The book of Corinthians, the 6th chapter. And I'm using the computer at the minute. And this is the 9th verse. It says, "Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, thieves, covetousness, drunks, revelers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of heaven." And that's all that's within this world. Okay, going back onto the book of First John 2:15, it says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world." Okay. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. All right. So this is the point. This ties in within the book of First Corinthians 6 and 9. All right. The 16th verse, it says, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life." And when you hear a guy, you're speaking to him, man, there ain't nothing wrong with just being kind of lowly, not depressed. Okay, lowly, not depressed. There's a difference. All right, because you think you're being lowly, but you're dragging the whole vibe of the room down. Okay, I know because I've done it. All right, the scripture speaks about being lowly. It doesn't talk about being depressed. All right, the scripture says you're supposed to be of good cheer. All right. And it also says within the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter, how that whatsoever is brought upon you, you're supposed to take cheerfully, man. And taking it cheerfully, one, it shows humility, and two, shows your faith in your heart, that the Lord's going to sort whatever issue that is out, man. Okay? That's why he says to take it cheerfully. Now, if you're taking it depressed, man, you already given up. The scripture speaks, a lot about pretty much believing in your heart, man. It speaks a lot about that. And when you believe in a thing is going to be achieved, then what's the point of being so lowly? That's what that means, lowly. That's Satan, but to being so depressed. Okay, the scripture says to be of good cheer, but it also says to be of a humble mindset. All right, and that goes in what? The reason I say that is because when some brothers think that being lowly is being depressed, nah, man. The scripture says to be of good cheer, but it also says and expressly says to be lowly. Now that's something I struggle with in Lord's will. I could work that out of my system, man, because there's no need for pride, and certainly no need for pride of life. And a lot of those schisms that you have by way of your own damn mouth is coming off of your pride of life. It's coming off of your own damn insecurities. It's coming off of your doubts. All right, because you have doubts. Them we're still in the flesh, right? So you're gonna have certain demons that's gonna come in your head that you're supposed to just use basic scriptures to get around. All right. So the thing is simple, but guess what? It's difficult in the same way because the flesh is subject unto what? Unto vanity, man, unto evils. Okay, so let me read this precept out again. It says, 1 John 2 and 16, it says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and that's what gets you in trouble. The lust of the flesh. Oh, you might say a comment, oh, that's this, that, and whatever. And the brother may disagree with that. And all of a sudden, you're looking at that brother sideways. And he could have been coming from a position that's spiritual, from a spiritual perspective. But because of the lust of the flesh, now you're going to schism based off of what you said or against that brother. And that's really going off, man. Okay? That's kind of going off. All right? And it says here, the lust of the eyes. So you see certain things within, I want this, I want that. All right? And we all want things. Let's be real. We all want things. But you always have to put these things in perspective relative to the kingdom of Yahweh. If you need a thing, you got to get it on the basis of what? That's what you need to push this word. And every man's needs is going to be different. Okay? It says there, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life. All right? So the scripture says to be humble. You got to be humble, man. All right? The pride of life is not of the Most High, but is of the world. And when you speak, okay, you're going to speak of where your eye is focused onto. And that's going to be the lust of the flesh, okay, the lust of the eyes, and so on and so forth. All right, let me pull this scripture up. I believe that's within the book of Matthew. All right, now bear with me. By the book of Matthew, the 6th chapter on the 22nd verse, it says, the light of the body is the eye. If therefore the eye, thine eye be single, then thy whole body shall be full of light. And you know what happens when you're not focused on this word? You become drowned in darkness. And what do you speak about? You speak about all of that BS from the world. And as I'm going to pull this scripture here within the book of Psalms, Psalms 141 and 3, it says to set a watch upon your mouth. So you got to be careful what you're putting into your brain, man. All right, because that's the stuff that's going to spew out. All right, Lord, Yahweh outside mercy, it doesn't, but it's going to spew out and it's going to cause you all types of problems. And the root is what? The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, man. Okay, so let me get into this particular precept right quick. This is the book of Psalms 141 and 1. It says, a psalm of David, Lord, I cry unto thee. All right, make haste unto me, give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. Let my prayer be set before thee as incense, and lifted up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. Set a watch, O Lord, right before my mouth, and keep the doors of my lips. And the reason I'm reading this scripture is based off a personal experience, man. Okay, personal things that I go through, and I'm just like, damn, why the fuck did I say that? Okay, and when you root the thing down, it always goes back onto the pride of life. All right, the lust of the flesh. Okay, what else did the scripture say? The pride of life, the lust of the flesh. Let me pull that scripture back up so I don't misquote it. All right. So yeah, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, right, and the pride of life, right, and that's not of the Most High. And whenever I think about, hold on a minute, where did all of this nonsense that's happening now, all of based off of something I said, where's it all coming from? You find out most of the times, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be off of the lust of the flesh, okay, the lust of the eyes and the pride of life, most of the time. Now, if it be a demon, then that's why you put the prayers up, man. Oh Lord, set a watch, let's set a watch, oh Lord, before my mouth, and keep the doors, okay, of my lips, of which I've written that prayer within the Hebrew, okay, and then I'm just gonna read it within the Hebrew, okay. Let me pull up the page. I wasn't necessarily gonna read it in this video, but I mean, why not? Okay. So the book of Psalms. So this is that same prayer again within the Hebrew. It says it's Shaya Tha Yahweh Shamra Lapaya Natazara Il Dal Shapathia. Okay, Shapathia. Okay, I mean, if you can get the correct pronunciation from the blue letter, all right, and then that will have you sorted. All right, so Lord's will, that was of edification. And if anything, if anyone's listening out there, you know, learn from my mistakes, man. Learn to. I'm not so much keep you, you know, watch what you damn say. It's not just because you could go to one extreme and there's no interaction, but just watch what you damn say, man. And I'm speaking to myself first. But I'm not speaking about I'm speaking about myself, but I'm using this experience as a lesson. And Lord's will, that lesson is gonna be edifying to somebody out there, and they could build off of that, because certainly I'm here thinking like, really, all of this craziness that happens is off of a basic things, man. Okay, so use that prayer, man. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna say, all praise unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Wahara Kakadash, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honors you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.